Hey guys, so today I thought I'd do a video that a lot of you guys have requested over the months and really the past few years, and a lot of you have asked about my German military collection, and a lot of you have asked how much stuff do I have? Do I have this particular item? And like I said, I've asked if I would do a video, and honestly, my response I've always said I don't collect the German stuff that much. Um, I like to focus on the U.S. and that's just what I like to do. I know there's different collectors who like to collect all different countries and that's great. Um, but I just the German stuff I don't know just a whole lot about it honestly. And I mean I've got a little bit of a knowledge on some different things, but whenever I do come across it, most of the German stuff is just really, really expensive. When it comes to helmets or medals or just different items and stuff. And honestly, I don't know what's necessarily a good price or not. I just see like stuff going for really high prices, and just really more than I would want to pay for a particular item. But that doesn't mean it's not worth that. So I really just kind of stick with what I know. But if I can pick up an item here or there for what I really believe is a good price, then of course I'll go ahead and do that. I would like a little bit of variety in my collection, but like I said, I really just like to focus on the U.S. That's just me. I know there's some collectors who only collect German or Japanese stuff or British, and all that's great, you know. But like I said, I thought I'd go ahead and make this video and show you the little bit of stuff that I do have and just see what you guys think about it. And like I said, hopefully in the future I will be able to pick up an item here or there, a German item. I know a lot of guys collect the German stuff because collect basically Nazi stuff, memorabilia and everything. But honestly, like even with American Civil War stuff, that stuff is so highly faked, and again, I don't know enough about it to determine what's a good price or not, what's real, what's fake, because that stuff is just highly faked, like again, like Civil War stuff. So that's why I really just kind of stick with what I know. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking and go ahead and bring you in and show you what I do have. So let's go. Alright, so here is my huge German collection. I'm just kidding, obviously. Guys, this is all that I have. Again, like I said, I don't have any, medals. I don't have any gear, really. I don't have any uniforms. But like I said, maybe, hopefully in the future, here or there, I'll be able to pick up, some different items. Because honestly, there are some different, German items I'd like to have, at least one of, you know what I mean? Maybe a canteen or an ammo box or even a World War I era Model 1916 Stahlhelm, helmet. That would be cool. And I'd even like, obviously this right here, if you can't tell, this is not a real German Luger. I'd like to have, a real German Luger again and a Walther P38. I would love to have those. I'll tell you more about this and kind of the Luger situation here in just a second. But really this first item, most of you already know what it is. This is my German K98 Mauser rifle. It's been in a few other videos, shooting videos and different things. And overall it's in pretty good shape, but you can see it's got this this different finish on there. It's basically what's called a Russian capture. And it would have been captured more than likely. It could have been the Finnish War. Not the Finnish War, I'm sorry. The Winter War. Or, it could have been obviously during World War II when it was captured. But you see it's got that kind of reddish brown look to it. Some people would strip that. That's not something I would want to do. I just don't do that kind of stuff. But if you do, that's cool and everything. It's got, the Waffen amps and stuff all over it. It was made in 1941. You can see that right there. It shoots great. I really like the 8mm Mauser round. It's a really good round. But anyways, like I said, that's my German K98 Mauser. I'd like to get a sling for it, an original sling, but I'm sure those go for quite a bit of money. But we'll see. I'll move on here to this P08 Luger. This is it's basically like cast, like a a prop for maybe a movie or something, you know. I was going to tell you, I paid $350 for that German rifle. I got it a couple years ago. That ain't too bad. But this right here, this cast prop here, I assume it's a prop, you know. But anyways, it was only $5 at a flea market. It's overall, you know, it's really cool. It's kind of got weight to it and everything, and it definitely looks the part for sure. I mean, from a distance, you know, somebody wouldn't even be able to tell it's fake, but then when you get closer, obviously you can. But it looks like it's all made out of one piece, like one cast. But I was going to tell you a story about, you know, the P08 Luger. Some of you already know this. So back in 2013, it was April of 2013. Might have been right at the end of March, 1st April. Anyways, you know, I was looking for, you know, a German P08 Luger, right? And I posted on, I'm pretty sure it was Craigslist, you know, about different things. And this guy was like, hey, you know, I've got a German Luger I need to sell. Don't really want to, but, you know, basically I need the money. And so, you know, I met up with the guy. And sure enough, it was a P08 Luger. And the only thing is it had been chromed or, you know, nickeled or whatever, which I know, you know, a lot of, you know, American soldiers did that after the war because it was their war trophy. You know, they would chrome or nickel them. But we got talking, and the guy said, you know, that it was his grandfather, which, again, I know people can say anything, you know, to try to sell you something, but this guy said it was his grandfather's. You know, he brought it back from the war. But this guy said he really didn't necessarily want to sell it, but he had lost his job and he needed money very badly. He had a wife and I think like 2-3 kids, and he just had to start parting with different things. And he was kind of on the fence about selling it, which I wasn't pressuring him into doing it at all, you know. And he said, you know, I'll sell it to you, but he said, will you promise me something? And I said, yeah, what's that? And he said, just promise me if you ever, for some reason, want to sell it, that you'll give me an opportunity to buy it back. And I agreed to that. I was like, yeah, for sure, definitely. You know, it was your grandfather brought it back, of course. You know, I'll definitely give you an opportunity. And so he sold it to me for $300. And honestly, you know, I know some people say, well, maybe you should have helped him out and gave him more money. Well, honestly, I was struggling financially at the same time. You know, me and my wife went through a really rough time struggling financially. But, you know, at that time, we were doing a little bit better than we had been for a long time. And so, you know, I had a little bit of extra money. And so, you know, I agreed, okay, yeah, I'll, you know, take it for $300. And again, it wasn't no rare model or nothing. It would have been chrome nickel, which hurt the collector value. It's basically just a shooter. But anyways, so, you know, I got it $300, and I had it for right at 4 months, and then you know, I shot it maybe 100 rounds through it roughly, and about 4 months later, I get a phone call, and the guy says, "Hey man, you know, this is Chris. I'm the guy that, you know, sold you the Luger," and he said, "I wanted to know if you still have it," and I said, "Yes, I still have it," and he said, "Well, I got a question to ask you." He said, would you be interested in selling it back to me? Because, you know, if you remember, I didn't necessarily want to sell it, but I was hurting for money. And he said, I would really like to get that back because it was a family heirloom, basically. And I told him, I was like, yeah, man, it belongs in your family. You know, I didn't even have to think twice. Yes, I'll sell it back to you for sure, you know. And so we met up and everything. And, you know, I sold it back to him, and he was happy to get it back. And it made me feel good, you know, because it was going back where it needed to be. So anyways, kind of rambling a little bit, but so one day I'm sure I'll find another P08 Luger for a decent price, you know, and add it to my collection once again. Moving on here, I'll show you, I just got this about a week and a half ago. My first German helmet. Very first. You know, I've got, I think, 111 helmets now. And I've, you know, either sold or traded, I think, about 35. So if I had every helmet that I'd ever owned, I'd be right at close to 150. But anyways, so I finally got me a German helmet. And unfortunately, you know, it doesn't have a liner or anything. It does have this mark here. You see that? Q64. And, you know, I don't know a whole lot about German helmets like I do, you know, American helmets. Most of you guys know I'm not necessarily an M1 helmet guru, but, you know, I'm not bragging. I'm really not. But over the years, I've got a really good knowledge. And a lot of you guys reach out to me and have questions, and I enjoy helping you. But anyways, this is my, I know it's an M35, and then there was like the M40 and M42, which this one, well, really, you know, supposedly this is only an M35. From what I've studied or read a little bit on, you know, the Germans only had like the M35 that they would basically, I guess, designate. But some of you guys can correct me on some of this stuff. I don't mind. But anyways, so this one has the rolled rim. It's got the peened air vents. Pretty sure they're peened. So I believe this is what people would say is an M40. It's kind of smooth finish. I'm not sure if it's been if the paint is worn all off or been taken off of it for some reason. Some of you guys can let me know. But anyways, I only paid $35 for it, and I thought that was a good price, you know, so I wasn't going to pass it up. Maybe one day I'll get, you know, a nicer condition one with a liner and everything, but 35 bucks, I think it was worth it. Moving on here, I got, most of you already know what this is, Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler's book that he wrote. And what's interesting about this one, let me show you. I've never read this book, and honestly, I don't plan on reading it, but see, it's copyright 1943, so this book is 76 years old, and you know, I like the pages on it because they're like, almost, the way they're cut, you know, it's got kind of a really good feel to it, nice flow. What's interesting, though, is this picture here was used as a bookmark. And, you know, honestly, I don't know if it was an American soldier that got a hold of this book, and maybe this was a picture of their girlfriend or wife, or if this was, you know, a German soldier's, you know, girlfriend or wife, or maybe even mother. You know, I wish I knew, but I don't. But I thought it was kind of interesting. Nothing on the back. It's definitely a really old picture, so I've just kept it in here. But I got this at an antique store, and I think I believe it was like 30 bucks, which, you know, that's not too bad. Moving on here, most of you guys know I've got a huge military, like a war movie collection. I've got almost, probably, I think about 500. I'm not exaggerating either. I just went ahead and just picked one of them, Das Boot. You know, it's a really good submarine movie from, I believe it was 1981, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, 81 or 85. But anyways, really good book. Most of you probably watched it. If you like submarine stuff, definitely watch this, but it is very long. Right here, I've got a couple bayonets. I've got this this butcher sawback blade here. See, it's got the ridges on there and everything. I would not want to get impaled by this. I wish I had the scabbard for it. Maybe one day. There's the maker and everything, and Solingen, which is, you know, in Germany. It's got a really nice handle on it and everything. Again, no scabbard. And I got this for basically around $20 to $30, you know, because I got it in a big group of different things. And sometimes when you do that, it's kind of hard to determine necessarily what you paid for what. But it's basically a model 1898, 1905. Would have been on, you know, fit on the, you know, the German Gewehr rifle. But really cool. Grateful to own that. It's really nice. Right here, I've got this German K98 Mauser bayonet. I got this, I actually got this here on a military pick, I should say. And I got the helmet on a military pick. But overall, the bayonet, honestly, it's not in the greatest condition. The blade's not real bad. It's really not, but there's some kind of a repair here. And it's cracked, the wood grip's cracked on this side. It's got a 159 on there. And 1944, but not too bad. It fits kind of weird in the scabbard here, kind of loose, but there's a serial number there, or, you know, number there. But anyways, I got it for 35 bucks at the Show of Shows back in Louisville, Kentucky in February. So for 35 bucks, I don't think I went wrong with that. Got this German coin here, 1939. A man at a flea market actually gave it to him. We got talking and stuff, and he asked me if I had any German coins or anything, and I was like, you know, no, sir, I don't. And I wasn't expecting him to give me anything, but he did, and he insisted that I take it, so that was nice of him to do that. Right here, I've got this German compass, and I actually got this from the granddaughter of a World War II veteran, and unfortunately, 5 days after she gave me a few different things, he passed away. He was, I believe, 94, but this right here is like a marching compass, and used, from what I read or understood, by NCOs and officers during World War II. But it's really neat, you know, and I just have it in my display case. But like I said, German marching compass. So basically, she gave it to me, so I got this for, you know, for free. So that's pretty cool. I got some World War II dated German 9mm ammo here. Most of it is dated like 43 and 44. Just for example, here's one here, 1944. If you can see, like I said, some's 43. And I had a bunch more of this I got in an ammo can, but I actually I got the ammo can. It was full of these boxes for $100. This was about 6-7 years ago, and you know, it was just sitting around for years. And you know, I was wanting to add some different stuff to my collection. I was like, you know what, I don't need all this tons of ammo just sitting here, right? So I sold most of the boxes that were still sealed, and the amount of money I had in those boxes was right at $75. And this man gave me $410, you know, for them. And so I was like, man, you know, that's a big return for sure. But I'm never going to let go of these 6 boxes. Unfortunately, 2 of them are open, but still cool to have, you know, original ammo. I've got this box of 8mm Mauser ammo. It's dated 1940. I got this for, I believe it was like $15 or $20, you know, but it is war dated ammo. And so it's really cool to add that. But lastly, I just got this right here. This is actually 8x56 ammo for the Steyr rifle. But you can see it's dated 1939 each round, and it's got the eagle and swastika on it. Basically, this was, you know, made under Nazi, you know, German supervision for, you know, for the Steyr rifles. But anyways, it's kind of a long video, and I apologize about that. Don't mean to ramble, but just, you know, had a lot going on with work and everything. I ain't forgot about you guys. More videos are on the way. Thank you for all your support and everything. I'm getting close to 2,000 subscribers. I'm really excited about that. I know there's some enormous YouTube channels who probably get 2,000 subscribers in one day, but for us smaller YouTubers, you know, it can take, you know, months or even years to get, you know, to the next 1,000. And so I really appreciate you guys a lot. I'm looking forward to hitting 3,000, and hopefully my channel continue to grow. But anyways, guys, I'll be getting back to you soon, so thank you.